The main takeaways is that, again, since we're using it in a more of a real world, still some restrictions. We have to keep, when we start the med, we keep it stable for 30 days before we start making changes in other meds, but we can make changes in other meds. And I think that's really kind of the take home. You don't really get all of this from the abstract. This is more from our own experience right now because we didn't report on that, but you're seeing outcomes that are very similar to the phase 3 trials as far as, really good convulsive seizure reduction and being able to actually wean people down off of other meds, which is very exciting. We've also, with this protocol, have a little more leeway for instance, using cannabidiol, which was not allowed in the original phase 3 trials because Epidiolex hadn't yet been approved. So now seeing, those together, while we're not comparing to see if that combination works any better, you can obviously take both in this population and it'd be a reasonable treatment option. Compared to the phase 3 study, I'd say that the outcomes are really fairly similar. There's some slight differences in this, and that, while the family does provide a seizure diary, and we are, counting those seizures, we're not counting them nearly as with nearly the same level of the degree as we did in the phase 3 trial. So basically, most of what we're reporting, and you see in the abstract, is kind of the Likert scale of what was the global impression of change. And we had, 65% with a very favorable or much improved or very much improved outcome. And then a little bit, while we did collect in the phase 3 trial, we're also kind of trying to hone in with these families. Are they seeing something besides seizure control? They're seeing improvement in motor and speech and behavior. And we had a decent amount, around 50% of the patients are at least seeing some improvement in those areas too. So I think that's probably the biggest difference from what was explicitly reported in the phase 3 trial so far. Really, the drug is, so even when being able to use it more freely with some other changes in meds, it's well tolerated, not having to take, a lot of people off. When you do have a side effect of concern, it's, decreased appetite or maybe some weight loss, but the weight loss is generally minimal and not clinically significant enough to really make changes. I've had some rare instances where we've maybe had to make some dietary changes or really keep a closer eye on the diet, but that's pretty unusual, and not really seeing anything new from a cardiac standpoint. Same, not seeing any cardiac valvulopathy, which is the other big concern. So overall, I think pretty similar.